Okay, guys, good morning, good morning. Saturday morning, it's 8:15. Zach is going to work today, and him and Jess, the girl that helped him with that mulch over there, I'm going to let them go do, the majority of Saturday's route, because I got a lot of other stuff I got to take care of today, being Saturday, but I need to get that work done. So, I told Zach, y'all come over here, take the truck and go do, the list. And I'm working on the list too, just not as in depth as they are, because I got to make a bunch of stops and stuff today. So, yeah, but we got to get done with the gospel no matter what, man. So, yeah, man. What I got, man? What I got? I ain't got much, man. I'm gonna ride out here and do this one that's 150. I'll do it solo. It's an easy. If it were closer to my house, then I wouldn't charge as much. But it's an easy cut, and y'all been over there 100 times. Yeah. So. And this will be the last time I spray over there until he pays me more money. He gave me $100 about 4 trips ago. I guess it's about, probably been, it's been a minute. So, for me to spray over here, I usually charge about $50 a month, give or take, man. Now, next week we got the HOA. Tomorrow I got some other stuff we got to do, but I'm going to pay the guys to help with that stuff. Yeah, we got to do this HOA next week. They hadn't paid me. They hadn't paid me for the 15th yet. It's almost 2 weeks ago, man. You see, one thing about dealing with some of the HOAs and stuff, their payment schedule is not like I'm used to. I don't think that they'll not pay me, but I'm used to, at the latest, at the longest, waiting on my money, a week, 10 days. And, I like to get paid at time of service or as close to time of service as possible. It makes sense. Now, I understand that on some of the bigger stuff, the bigger company stuff that I do, then the more red tape there is to get a check. I get that, and I can live with that, but I don't like it. I don't see how any of you guys do a property like on the 1st or 5th and then wait until the 1st to get paid. There ain't no way I'd do that, man. That's just too much risk out there for me, especially on something that's $1,000 or $500 or whatever. I want my money quicker than that, if at all possible. And there are certain situations where I guess it would be okay, but not normally, man. I ain't with that, man. You're getting paid monthly. I understand that it's a nice chunk of money, but if somebody, there's a lot that can happen, man. When you're talking about, especially when you're talking about, $50, $60, $80 lawns, man. And if you're doing, if you're doing 80 or so yards or 80 or so customers, right? I don't know, man. I just don't like that monthly thing, because that's how you can get beat, man, and not even know you're going to get beat. It probably don't happen as much as you might think it could, but it does happen, and I don't want to get beat out of nair. I said nair dollar out here, and the only time I've ever been beat, the whole time I've been in business, is when I do things and I wait a month on the money, because a lot can happen in the month, especially at the end of the season and the beginning of the season. But if you got customers that are shady, they're gonna beat you no matter what if they can. But I don't really give customers a lot of options to beat me. And it's just a feeling that I have about each individual customer. Now, most of mine I know, and you know, they're proven, tried and proven, you know. But still, I don't want to get paid monthly. No way, man. I want to get that money right now where I can use it for fuel and everything. And to me, it's just my opinion, you know. It's all about managing the money. You know, if you can manage your money, then you can get paid at time of service, and it's the same thing as getting paid at the end of the month. It's the same thing. You're getting the same money. You know, I'd rather be holding it in my bank account than them holding it in their bank account. So it's just, well, some people like to get, like, you know, a big chunk at the end of the month, and then they can disperse it out. Well, I get that same big chunk because when I get their money at time of service, I just put it in the bank anyway. So it's there at the end of the month, and there's no risk, you know, that way. But after yesterday, me looking at that job over there, you know, and me looking at, you know, the schedule for the weekend and next week, there's no way that I could do all the properties that we got. But I like doing this one out here, and I'm good to do it by myself. I kind of like doing it by myself because the ride is such a far ride, and I don't like to have nobody in the truck with me this far, you know, when they could be doing, you know, stuff a lot closer to the house. Just send one truck out here. Now, I got 2 mowers with me, not necessary, but as soon as I get out here and I don't have the second mower, a belt will break or something. So, yeah, y'all. But getting paid, you know, monthly, I don't see how anybody does that, man. I like to go on and button up the invoicing and all at time of service and go on and get my money, so then I don't have to be continuously thinking about that, you know. I mean, the way my software is set up, I spend about, you know, not even 10 minutes a day invoicing and getting paid. And a lot of people pay me these days with the apps. Got a few that'll leave a check. Like yesterday, out of the $1,100 yesterday, I've already gotten all the money. It's already in my bank. I don't have to go to the bank or nothing. You know. Now, why would I let them hold that money? $1,100. I'm gonna let them hold that all the way until the end of the month? Not me. No. Because I can take that $1,100, you know, that we made yesterday. I can take that money and I can use it to make more money. I can turn that 1,100, you know, literally turn that 1,100 into 1,400. Turn that 1,400 into $2,000 before the end of the month. So while a lot of guys, and nothing wrong with this, so while a lot of guys are waiting on their money, you know, and then if something happens too, they're having to pull money out of a savings account or whatever to fund something that may have happened when they got all this money in the street. The less money in the street, the better, if you ask me. I don't want all that money in the street. Not if I can help it, you know. I mean, in theory, in business, you know, especially this kind of business, you're gonna have money in the street. You are. That's just the reality of it. You're gonna have money in the street all the time. But for the amount of work that we do, normally I have less than $1,000 in the street. Yeah. And like I said, there are exceptions to everything. So that 80-year-old couple the other day, I didn't give a lot of backstory on it. I've known them for years. when I used to go up here to the hole in the wall, we used to eat breakfast every day for years. And, you know, and they were cutting grass then, and, you know, and I've turned them on to a few customers, and they've turned me on to a few customers, you know. But I know them well. It wasn't just some random stranger I pulled up to at the gas station, you know. And they're good people, man. They're local. They're good people, man. Everybody around here knows them. Because, I mean, how many 80-year-olds are cutting grass, y'all, for money? Yeah. But today's just going to be just a regular day. We're going to let Jess work with Zach, and we're going to see how they do. Now, you know, they got to be efficient, and they can't be wasting time bullshitting. So we're going to see. They need to get the work done, get paid, and get on with their day. So we'll give it a shot today and see how it goes. And that's usually how people end up coming out here and working or not. They'll, you know, come out here, here and there, and then I start feeling either more comfortable with them being out here, or less comfortable with them being out here. Of course, if I'm more comfortable with them being out here, they get more work. If I'm less comfortable with them being out here, they don't get no more work, or they get very little. So now I don't have a spot right now though for another full-time person. Even if they're really good, I simply don't have space for it right now. But we got a lot of work outside of the lawns. You know, one of the reasons why I'm letting her come in today and work with Zach, where I don't have to be on that route, because I got a lot of other stuff I need to do in preparation for work next week. Also, next week we're going to be doing, I hope, and they haven't accepted the bid yet, so we'll see. We're going to be supposedly doing a sod job. Now, it's 5 pallets of sod, dirt, grading, and everything. It's like $4,600. So if they don't want to do it, or if they, you know, want to, okay, let's make it 4 pallets, I don't want no dirt, you know, if they start knocking down the bid some, where they don't want to do as much work, then I'm going to have to wait rather I even want to spend the time fooling with it. Because I got to make good money fucking, you know, because I got to make good money messing with the sod. I do. I have to. Well, it's not worth me spending my time in the background. There's a lot of background stuff to do when you're doing sod work. You know, and for me to do it in a timely fashion and for everybody to make money without killing themselves, I had to devote a lot of resources to it, and including fronting the money and everything for the job. And I'm not going to want to do all that if it's not a big enough job. You know, the logistics of where they're located at, in lieu of, you know, where the sod dealer is, well, that's a 15-minute ride one way, about 15 miles probably. So, and I could probably haul, I'm not sure how many pallets I can actually haul on my landscape trail, but I think I know I can get 4 on there. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. But if she agrees to the number that I said, and this is how I'm just gonna break it down for y'all. If she agrees to the number that I said, and based on, you know, what I have to pay for the sod and what I think I need to make on that, then I'll be able to have 3 people out there, me and the Bobcat, and 5 pounds of sod, and I'll be able to pay each person $250. And when you got 3 people laying 5 pallets of sod, that's going to go pretty fast, especially when you got the Bobcat to where with the forks, and you can move the pallet along the way as they're laying it. So I'm probably going to have Jess help us with the sod job over here too. Well, I know I am. So as long as they agree. Now, they haven't texted me back or emailed me back or anything, but I'm fitting to see the people now, because that's the next yard we're going to be cutting. And they may change their mind. I don't really know them that well yet, but I'm not going to do it for any cheaper than what I told them, because, well, at the end of the day, I really don't even want to do the job. But so it's got to, I really, I mean, if you're in a spot to where you don't really have to, have the work or whatever, then that's the best spot to be in, where, you can turn down the work. And you don't have to settle for less than top dollar if you don't want to. Now, I could do it cheaper, but it takes too much to do sod work for me outside of what I normally do for me to do it for cheap. I'm just not going to do it like that. Now, I ain't saying I won't ever, but this time of year, I got stuff where I can go sit on the Bobcat all day long and just rip stuff and tear stuff and chop stuff, and not even have to get out of the machine and make the money that I'm going to make over here on the sod job. And I don't have to have a lot of labor, and I don't have to, there's a lot that goes into a sod job if you're me. I think they'll agree to it, but, they may. If we're not going to do at least 3 pallets, then I don't even want to do the job at all, because 2 pallets ain't hardly worth it. And I'm charging $300 a pallet to lay the sod. That's what I got to have to lay it, in order for everybody to make good money and for me to make good money. Otherwise, I ain't gonna sit on a lawnmower somewhere and not have to devote as much energy. See what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's gonna take a lot to do this, man. I mean, I'm looking at it now. Yeah. Okay, here's the old man. I can't cut it. Okay, y'all, so signed, sealed, and delivered, y'all. This job right here is, well, we got the sod job. They were so happy about everything, and I was worried about them accepting the bid, but they were so happy with everything, they said, right, we want to do another pallet. So now we're going to do 6 pallets. So 6 pallets of sod, and I told him, I got the Bobcat there, so I told him that I would brush cut the back area for another $500. And they said, okay, yeah, we've been wanting to do that for a couple of years, and everybody come out here and look at it, they want like $2,000. But I can do it in no time. So, but right now I got to get over here to where Zach and Jess are, and help them wrap up the day. I'm stoked, man. So that's going to be a very lucrative job. You're talking about a profit margin of about, well, you're talking about a profit margin of about $3,500, man. $4,000 profit margin on that. So that costing me that much to do it. Why is that, y'all? Because I own the Bobcat. Oh, why is that? Well, because I own the Power Rake. Oh, well, damn. Yeah, all I got to pay is labor. And I'm getting the sod at a contractor discount. And then I'm getting even more of a discount because I'm buying so many pallets. That shit gets me geeked up, man, making that kind of money, man. It's crazy, dude. I love it. Love it. Did I say I love it, y'all? I do. And I'm going to be able to pay everybody really good money. So, there's a lot of setup stuff to do, though, in order for me to be efficient, though. One thing is that I can't haul all the attachments on one truck at the same time. That is a problem. So I might be able to figure out a way to do it, because we're going to have, we'll bring the other truck, and the other truck can haul attachments. So, yeah, I got a lot of thinking to do this weekend, but I wouldn't be able to do that job, y'all, if the guys and me this past week had not been so efficient. I wouldn't have time. See, right now we're clawing next week's schedule, and today's only Saturday. All right, y'all. So no mowing footage today. I just didn't have time. We got everything on the list done. It's 1:15, and Zach and Jess are in the other truck, and she did good, man. I mean, there's not an obvious lag in the speed of the route. So, and I put her on a mower over here, the last one, to get her a little practice with the mower, because you know, you never know, man. I might be needing another person out here, and if I got somebody out here that I feel good about, then well, that's the only way they're gonna be able to come out here. I gotta feel good about it, and I gotta feel like they do quality work and that they can handle all the stuff, you know. So she had run a lawnmower before, I could tell, but she wasn't that comfortable on the mower. But I understand that. I mean, I was the same way when I got on one of these big ass mowers, and but she ran it good. A lot of people are scared, you know, but she wasn't scared, and it's just a matter of getting practice now. But she did really good on it. I mean, I can't say she didn't, but she did. She followed directions well too. A lot of times, you know, when you got new people coming out here, even if they're just out here now and then, you know, it's about being able to follow instructions too. You know, for me, I'm checking the trap on everything. You know, can you run the equipment? Can you, do what I ask you to do without a whole lot of fanfare? And she did all of that. She picked up on the sign language as we're running the mowers real quick. I mean, you know, so that's great, man. I mean, for real. So, you know, though I don't have a spot for her right now, I might be able to get her a little more work, but I got to feel a certain type of way. Well, Ray, that ain't fair. Well, I don't know how else to say. That's how everybody is that runs a business. They got to feel a certain type of way about the folks they got working out here to be able to put them in a scenario to make the most money in a minimal time. And y'all know that's what I'm all about. So, and to free up my time to where I can do other stuff. See, I would not be opposed, and not guaranteed, but I would not be opposed to letting Zach and her do this route that we did today every 2 weeks. And that's how you start out with new people and stuff. You let them, you know, kind of, you know, because I don't know, man. My management style has had to change a little bit over the years. I don't want to micromanage everything. I can. But I'm not going to do that for long before I just say, fuck it, it ain't worth it. But, and of course, I can't get no complaints. I get complaints, well, then we're gonna figure out, you know, that's the first thing that will jump back at me, you know, in hiring somebody else or not, is if a customer complains. Well, man, some of the customers just bitch you, man. Some of the customers are just something. I know that, and I know all the ones that will like it to complain, and which ones are not like it to complain. And the ones that will complain, I ain't gonna send them to. You know, and they'll complain. Any of them will complain. You go in there and you run a lawnmower into their car. I mean, of course, we got issues then. But some will complain about the minorest, stupidest stuff. You know. But so this week, we're going to have to be super efficient all week, man, in order to be able to free up the time for Thursday and Friday. Yeah, that. And if I see that we got a lot of time, then I might be able to do some other stuff with the Bobcat. But I'm going to have to keep Francisco busy, you know, all week. That's the deal. Kind of the deal I made with him. Now, he'll take a day off here and there, but if it's raining and stuff like that. But I'll have Francisco go over there with me to help me with the grading part and the Bobcat, you know, work over there. And if you know, everything works out, then we might end up bringing Jess out here more often. And if everything really works out, we might end up bringing her out here and letting her and Zach run that other truck. But we're a little ways from that right now, so at the end of the day, that truck's got to generate so much money today for me to want to put it in the street. And yeah, so, but the good thing is Zach knows how to do all the properties, pretty much. And what that does is, you know, it helps me not have to train every little bitty thing. Because if I don't get no complaints, then I'm not sweating it, as long as the time is good. The time can't be 3 hours off of what it was last week and me not say nothing. And the time's they're gonna have to work smart. I mean, and that's not that hard to do once you start doing it, you know. And then if we can put Jess in the other truck with Zach a couple of days a week, that'd be sweet. In order for me to be able to free up time to do Bobcat work. Because I got a bunch of, I got, like I said, I probably got $15,000 worth of Bobcat work right now that's signed, sealed, and delivered. And I had about 10,000, and now I just got another 5 today. So I need to get on that. Yeah, but I'm okay with, well, at the end of the day, y'all, I'm okay with letting people come out here as long as they, you know, don't have any ulterior motives. Pretty much, I just let them hang themselves. If you know, if they're not of good character and of good work quality, then that's going to come out. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to lose the customer behind that, because the customers know me and they know that I'm not trying to be cutting grass solo by myself. And if they don't recognize that, the customer don't recognize that, and all that there, then well, they on the cuff anyway. Because the customer that can't respect the game, you know, for a 54-year-old, 53-year-old, excuse me, then where I want to be in life after I've been doing their property for 10, 12, 15 years, well, if they can't respect that, then well, I don't have to do their property, and we'll get more work somewhere else. So, but I had to see for myself how she was on a mower, and because can't nobody tell me that, I got to see. If people come out here all the time telling me, yeah, I'm a Mac Daddy on a lawnmower, then you get to put them on a lawnmower, they don't even know what engaging the blades is. They don't know how to adjust the height. They don't know how to properly turn. They don't know. One rule that I have on the lawnmowers, and I'm a stickler for it, and it might be kind of petty to some of you guys, but to me it ain't. When you're on one of these lawnmowers, the Exmoor or the Skag, and you're running this lawnmower, your foot has got to be on the deck pedal, the pedal that lifts the deck up and down. Number one, it stabilizes you in the seat, and number two, if you run up on something, you can pick the deck up real quick. If you're not riding with your foot on the deck, if you're not riding with your foot on the deck pedal, and I see it, I'm going to say something every time, every single time. And that's just habit. Most of the time, the guys come out here, and I'll get on them 100 times about that damn deck pedal. And then finally, it's just a habit. You don't want to have somebody come out here working for you, and they have a bunch of, and you let them do a bunch of bad habits that they didn't know any better. You know. Well, Ray, having a foot on a deck pedal ain't no big deal either way. Well, it's important to me. And, you know, and since I got to pay them, what's important to me is all that really matters at the end of the day. I want them to be safe. I don't want them to be juggled all around on the mower, and I don't want them to crash the mower because they hit a bump and they're flying all over the place. See what I'm saying? But I am a stickler for that one thing. That's one thing I'm a stickler for, is the riding with the foot on the deck pedal. But so far so good. Jess has proven that she can come out here and work, and she can do, and you know, and she can listen. No matter how good of a worker you are or how hard you work, if you don't listen to what the guy that's paying you is telling you, But I've tried to taper my temperament down some to where I don't get so frustrated over the years. I used to get super frustrated because I thought that everybody just knew. And, you know, as I've gotten a little bit older and a little more experience in the game, everybody don't know. And you have to tell them for them to know. Now, if you tell them and tell them and tell them and tell them and tell them, and then they still gonna do what they want to do, well, we got a problem. You know. But knowing that she can run on a mower and knowing that she can weed eat and stuff, that may put her in a scenario to get more work. I'm just saying. Oh, me a Sammy, y'all. I said a Sammy. With Jess, so far so good. She's, you know, maneuvering her way into the best scenario to where she can come out here and work. Not that working for me is a great freaking thing, but it can be, I think, because I know what it's like to be the worker. I was a worker for many, many, many years, and so I know what it's like, and that's why I don't pay by the hour. That's why I pay, but based on the work. So, yeah, y'all know what it is. It's Sammy time, sir, y'all. Peace out.